Man, this channel must be the most confusing thing ever. One moment I'm just playing Indiana Jones, running away from whatever problem I'm into, and the next I'm trying to explain difficult music theory problems. Yeah, that's right, Mom. I'll make another one of these. I'm sorry. Don't feel like playing games? I do feel like playing guitar. Deal with it. I'm in charge of this channel that no one watches. I already did that joke last time. Don't repeat it. So, what can I possibly try to explain this time after I bastardized my lesson about drop D? I'm gonna explain notes. Yep. I'm gonna explain something so fundamental that's very hard to understand, and I'm gonna condense that into 10 minutes. Good luck. What do I mean when I say I'm gonna explain notes? Well, more so the pitches of them. So, notes are, well, obviously, it's like whatever you play on the guitar. That's a note. That's a note. That's a note. That's a note. They're all notes. That's not what I mean. What I mean is the actual, like, scientifical wave file that we present them as. Sound ain't nothing but a bunch of compressed air smacking into your eardrums. However, when we choose to show that scientifically, we measure it in frequency, hertz, all this great stuff. If you're a musician, you use cents, because we're special and better than you. So, in this discussion, what do I mean? What am I talking about? Well, it's your pitch of notes relative to other notes, is what we're talking about. Let's say, for ease, you're playing in C. Wow, what a surprise. It's almost like that's the home row of guitars, or all instruments for that matter. So once again, quick lesson from last time. Notes of the musical scale go from A to G. They start at C because I don't know and I didn't research this from last time. And rather than just showing you what the major scale is, we're going to go over the pentatonic scale. No, not the pentatonic scale. The chromatic scale. That's the one. There's a lot of words in my brain that I don't remember very well. The chromatic scale has nothing to do with color. Everything to do with just playing every single note you can. Literally just starting on C. Honestly, it doesn't even matter because we're playing all the sharps and flats. Playing C and just going from each fret from there. Until you've played everything. I mean, technically I should have stopped there, but you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yes, that's every single note. There's, count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Except that 13 is just 1 again, so there's 12 notes. Because music. Funny enough, within these 12 notes, because once again, that 13th one is just 1 again, within these 12 notes, we have technically only 7 interactions. I never said music was math, okay? What do I mean when I say technically only 7 interactions? Well, first we gotta describe what I mean by interactions. Interactions, when you're looking at strictly what sound is as the waveform that we present it as, we have C, which is what C is here. Now let's say we're trying to play that again. Just another C. So we have another C. Well, those, pending some slight misalignment in my tuning, those are going to be the exact same waveform. Let's say I wanted to play 2 of the same note, but I'm like very detuned. Well, what happens? Well, our waveforms aren't going to match up properly like they're supposed to. We're going to get one note and the note that's supposed to be the same. You can hear it. It's like waving back between the two. You can hear it change as I redo the tuning. That's more or less in tune. I don't have perfect pitch. I might be wrong. That waviness back and forth that you're hearing is the difference in the notes. It's essentially how noise cancellation works too. Fun fact, noise cancellation works by playing the inverse of a sound into your ears as the sound is reaching your ears. However, the inverse of a sound is exactly the same as a sound. Makes no damn sense, doesn't it? So in the world of music, we view these differences in the waveforms as chances to make sound. And by sound, I mean good sounding sounds, I hope. Essentially, back to a point that I was making 5 minutes ago, with all 12 of these notes, all 12 notes that we have on the chromatic scale, I skipped one. All 12 only technically are 7 interactions. How does that make any damn sense? Well, because we break the interactions into other interactions. I know it makes no sense. So starting on our 1, the first note of our key, we're just gonna keep it at that. Technically there is no key because it's chromatic, we're just playing every note, but that doesn't matter. First note, C. C to C sharp. Or you could look at it as D flat, doesn't really matter. That's a minor second. You'll recognize it from the likes of Jaws or Furley's. Next thing we have is a major second. That's a major second. It's just another fret up from the minor second. So the thirds do the same damn thing, where you have minor third, major third. That's a parallel fourth. Then we have a tritone, otherwise known as the worst sound you can possibly make. And it's right next to the second most stable sound you can possibly make. That's a fifth. That's what a lot of chords are based off of. Even like a 9 chord is just 2 stacked fifths. You may recognize that. That's a 9 chord. Yep. Remember that lesson from last time? It's coming back to bite you in the butt. What's next? Minor 6th. Doesn't sound too good. Major 6th. Then minor 7th. Major 7th. 8. So as I said, technically there's only 7 interactions, but that's a bold-faced lie. How many interactions are there really? Well, first obviously we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, it's the same amount of notes we have. So how can you really use these lessons? Well, you'll notice that when I was saying the minor second, I said, much like Jaws. Well, if you're trying to learn an instrument, being able to tell the differences between notes is actually pretty damn helpful, because you can learn things without having to like look up song, XYZ, guitar tutorial. You can just kind of go at it yourself. Like, let's say I wanted to learn Damn It by Blink-182. First thing you gotta do is just play chords until you find the right one. It's this one. It starts on C. Yes, I did that on purpose. So we know C, probably C major, because it's a simple song, not that difficult. Anyway, we know it goes. Well, I have no clue what note's next. Are there people shoveling outside? That's not very nice. So I know, starting note C. Well, what note is next? Well, in my brain I know it's da da da. Sorry, that's a minor second. That ain't right. Da da da. Which I'm hearing it between my voice and the instrument is close enough that it's getting those little waveform sounds. So we have da 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 da. It just goes up the same amount. Fair enough. Now, what's the next note I have? Da 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 da. Okay, well, that's a pain in my butt, because that's, in my head, what I'm hearing is that's further than the Star Wars theme. For those not in the know, the Star Wars theme is 1-5. Again, that second most stable sound we can get. Pretty simple. So I know in my heart that Star Wars, and I know personally for a fact that that ain't right. That's gonna turn into a slogan for this. So what is right? Well, I know that it goes lower than the Star Wars theme. So I'm just gonna try the next lowest note that's in key. And what do you know? I was right. The next one, so we have da 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 da. Oh, that is Star Wars. Da da da. That is Star Wars, so I know that distance, just inherently. The next one is the one that doesn't really help to know, because I don't know any distance for this next one because, well, I'm not a jazz player. So instead I can think of it as the distance from my open strings. Hanging on with me? God, I hope so, because I'm explaining this very poorly. So I know, so it's da 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 da. That's too low, but that's too high, so it's between the two. It's an F. Da 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 da. So just using my ability to hear the sounds and differences in the wave files, I've learned simple. Although, of course, if you want to play it faster, that's a different thing. And I'm still playing with the goddamn delay. I can't do it. Here, look, I'll play it faster. I'll also play it differently. So one thing I was talking about before, your strings have a difference depending on what string you're playing for what thing. Why? Because they're different thicknesses. And they're also different lengths when you're playing the same note. So they're going to have different sounds. So how you choose to play what string where on what, for what note, not on what note, what string you play for what note does make a difference. Does it matter a lot? It depends. It depends. But just trying to stay as simple, as easy as possible, as many open strings as you can. It's best to just... And that's how you play Damn It. That's my general overall lesson today, I guess. I don't know that I explained it very well. I really hope I explained this well enough, but I highly doubt that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time with Indiana Jones instead. I just wanted to play guitar again. Goodbye, everyone.